Hello there, Runnineers. It's Manny again, and yes, I'm in between some trips here. So I was at Epic last week, and next week I'll be going to the closing of the Muppets, and so it's going to be a bittersweet day. I'm going to enjoy being there for the last time. Of course, I'm going to come live, and I'll go over some stuff later on in the video. So we're going to start off with our training sessions. Yes, so we're going to start off today with just getting your base, and so we're gonna go outside in a little bit and we're gonna run and go ahead and start giving you guys some information, because training has either already started or is about to start for most, if not all of you guys. Some of it because if you might be doing the marathon or princess or springtime surprise, you may be a little bit starting a little bit further down, but at least this is going to be the start of the training session videos. Before we do get into that, guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Every 2 to 3 weeks, I am going to be releasing a video just on training, and I'm going to try to do most of these outside, so we're going to be outside running. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some tips, explain to you running. Again, if you have any questions, please ask them down below. But subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up, and of course, ask your questions. When you ask your questions, I have more of an idea of what to talk about in my next video. Now, also wanted to touch base because pretty soon we are going to have the drop. If it's not by this week, it's going to be next week. I'm pretty sure is going to be the information on the theming for Princess, because we're about 3 weeks away from the Club Run Disney getting the registration down. So, and then about a month away, less than a month away, basically, for the Mere Mortals. So I think we're going to have that coming very soon. Just to give you an idea, from what I've been told, it's going to be Warrior Princess. Do you have any guesses? Post them down below. I know I have my guesses, and I'll talk about them when they drop. And also, for those of you with Club Run Disney aspirations, so the platinum already registered, renewed, so forth. Gold was next. It's going on right now. There was no upgrades to platinum. Silver is coming soon. It's going to be the first week of June, I believe June 3rd through the 9th. So please let me know if you guys are silver, how many were able to upgrade, because that's going to give you an idea on June the 10th when they open up. My guess is going to be a few of the gold available. There's going to be quite a few silver available. So, but again, the silver gives you the option for next year to hopefully be able to upgrade. So that's the good part about that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the training video. So I'm going to swap this for, I still have these headbands. Every mile is magical. So this hat comes off. This is going to go on, and we'll see you outside.
So I decided to start this series today, not knowing, look at the flooding. So last night we had some rain come in and basically flooded the area where I run. So we're going to start today, but we might have to compromise our trails a little bit, which this is part of your training. So as you can tell, I'm almost a mile in for a 5K run that I'm doing this morning. And this is the first time I've run in a few weeks, probably seriously in about 2.5 weeks. So I'm gonna start with base, and I'm gonna get my base because you know what, pretty soon, in a little over 3 months, look at the water going down there, gushing down there. In a little over 3 months, we're gonna start a magical journey, whether you're rerunning one race or all of them, or somewhere in between. Remember this, every mile is magical. So we're going to start off with these videos, these training videos, which was suggested by quite a few people, and I'm going to take you on my journey so that you can see what I go through. But anything that you do when it comes to running is going to be, and I'm going to use the analogy again, it's going to be like taking a test, a final exam. You start off, you get there for the first day of class, you get a syllabus. Syllabus will have basically a plan on what you're going to learn here and there until you get to your final exam. You're gonna have some quizzes along the way, kind of like mini tests, to figure out where you're at and what you can do. So you got to think about it that way. Now, for my sake, and I got to look forward because I know we're going to low water crossing, so and I'm about to walk a little bit because I'm a little winded right now. But my sake, the first weekend in September, which I believe is 5th, 6th, and 7th, 5K, 10K, and half. So that's going to be my first exam of the season. So I'm doing all 3 runs. So I got to make sure that I'm ready for those. And again, we got a little over 3 months to go. So now, when you first start off, you get your syllabus. In running terms, it's your base. Ironically enough, I was just talking to Jeff Galloway during the last run, and we actually had a little talk about base. I know what your base is. And so base can be defined, and I'll put it underneath, is 2 major factors. Like I told you, the bush out in the middle of the road. So 2 major factors. And again, it's based on how you can do this comfortably without really pushing yourself too hard. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But the first one is going to be distance. How far you can go and still feel pretty comfortable. In other words, you're not going out of your comfort zone. Whether it be going to the mailbox and back, or 5 miles. So the second thing is going to be your time. How fast you can go, what your pace is going to be. Again, whether it be walking at a 20-minute pace or running at a 10-minute pace. And that's going to be your base. So just for an example, my base right now is probably going to be 3 to 5 miles and about a 14-minute mile. So, and yes, I started running again, and we're going uphill. Hopefully there won't be anything anywhere where we're gonna have to turn back. But if we do, we do. It is what it is. So that's gonna be basically my base. Now today, I'm just starting. So I'm starting again, starting anew. So I'm gonna test my base. So my goal today is gonna be a 5K. So 3.1 mile run. I'll probably go to 3 and a quarter. And to see what my pace is. Now the important thing is tomorrow and the next day. Next couple of days. Am I gonna be sore? Am I gonna be excessively sore? And if you've been following my channel, I've said this before, there's something that I coined called functional soreness. So functional soreness is if you're sore, but you can still function. So anybody who's done any Disney runs knows this, especially when you're doing dopey, the last day, you're sore. People have always asked, are you sore the last day? And the answer is, of course I am. But I'm functionally sore, which means, good morning. Which means I can still go and not get hurt. And it does look like it's flooding up here. Flooded, I should say. So we're gonna have to turn back. And yep. See the flooding? This is the kind of stuff that is gonna happen when you're running. You're gonna have to compromise certain things. This should actually be down by tomorrow, but we kind of come up on it, and we're going around before we go in too deep. All right, so going back, we're still going to be talking about base, and my plan is to be, there's flooded back there. My plan is to do these videos like every 2 to 3 weeks, update, and give another set of tips, tricks, whatever you want to call them. All right, different kinds of runs and so forth and so on. But once you get your base, you can start going up on a weekly basis, maybe even on a run basis, but you got to be careful. Remember this, not every run has to be better than the one before. It's okay to have a run that's where you have to slow it down. There is recovery runs. 70 to 80% of your runs should be at goal pace or lower. And when you're starting, I really suggest lower. So that way you won't be excessively sore. You'll be able to run and train a little bit more comfortably. And again, get to that comfort zone. So I would say most books suggest a 10% increment. People can do 20. So I say whatever you do, and I didn't say this at the beginning, and I should have said this, keep a journal, keep a running journal, whether online, on an app. I like to write them down, and one of these days I'll share my journal with you. And again, today's day one for this journal, and actually I'm about to walk again because I'm getting a little winded. Make sure that your base basically covers your goals, whether you're going to be running one run or multiple runs. Make sure that the base covers that. So if you're going to be running 3 days, probably try to run 2 days in a row, see how you recover. Again, try not to push it. I would go again at something where you're comfortable with the mileage and you're also comfortable with the pace. So something like that, that's going to be your base. That's what you're going to work off of. So, and then, and I just touched on it, your goals. So some of you are going to have goals that are going to be just to finish the run. Some of you might even have goals that I want to finish the run and get 5 pictures. And so we'll cover that as we go along, because that means there's going to be some speed work involved and some pretty good timing too. But it depends on your goals. If your goals are time-based, so I want to do a half marathon in less than 2.5 hours. I want to get better corral placement, so I want to make sure that I get that. Okay. In that scenario, your base is going to be the same, but your program is going to change. And again, I noticed a lot of programs just basically just have distances. So we're going to cover times as we go along too. So that way, and I've already said it, you know, Disney suggests training at a 15-minute per mile pace. I suggest a 14-minute per mile pace at the worst. And again, if you're trying to PR, go faster, qualify for Boston, whatever it is, then it's even going to be faster than that. So I'm about halfway, or a little over halfway to my run here, but what's it called? So base is going to be important. So base is going to last about 1 week. Then you're going to progress, remember, 10, maybe 20%. So for example, this week I plan on doing a couple of runs that are 3 miles each, about a 5K. And over the weekend, I'm going to attempt to go 4, maybe 5, depending on how I feel. So that starts getting into the long runs. And I am going to try to do multiple days. Today being Wednesday, I'm going to try to do Friday and Saturday runs back to back to see how my legs go. I'm going to touch on nutrition, which is basically hydration. Make sure that you keep yourself hydrated. Make sure that you do that, okay? But I will do a whole video on nutrition. Anyways, so that is the base. In a couple weeks, my base should be advanced. So I'll come back and I'll talk about it. Man, you can hear the water streaming there. So, but before I go, I did want to do another live video. I'm going to turn back and run because over here is the end of the park. I'm going to turn around and run back a little bit. So I wanted to go live again, and I'm going to put it on social media how I will go live on YouTube again, this time via my phone. I will be out of town, so I'm going to use my phone because I do want to practice using my phone for the Muppets fundraiser. which brings me to my next thing. Haven't heard from anybody. I have been getting people aware. They're getting excited about participating in my fundraiser, but I wanted to try something different, and I want to get at least one person that needs to raise some funds, that needs some help, and to see what I can do. I want to learn to see if there's something I can do in the future to help people raise some funds to get into the races. So if you're struggling to do it, if you just say, hey man, I just want some help, please reach out to me. Again, on social media, morning, on Facebook and Instagram, it's Manny Runs Disney. Message me directly so that I know who you are and we can connect and try to get some help. But those are the last two things. But next week I should be doing another video, but after that it's gonna be Muppets. Muppets are closing forever. So anyways, I can go on that one for a while, but do you have any thoughts? Do you have any questions about training, about base? Do you have anything that you want to add? Please comment down below. And without further ado, create a magical day, create a magical run. And guys, we'll see you sooner than later.